Alfie is a WOR race winner.
Jensen makes it 5 in a row.
Danny Berejnay wins on debut.
Shinaka returns to winning ways in WOR.
Season 12 sees a new man. It's Shadow. He is your Xbox champion.
And Jensen is the new king of PlayStation.
From the back row of the grid, against all odds, Nicholas Longy wins the title.
Goes past the safety car.
What has gone on here?
Berman spins, stunning move from the Spaniard.
He's taken out Rambo. Here comes Longy.
We're going 4 wide down to turn 1.
Oh, he's taking him out.
The captain riders complete.
Tomek to the inside.
Shadow wins the Brazil. Absolutely sensational.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome along to WOR. We are here tonight for season number 13. It is finally the season finale of the championship as we take in the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, of course, from the brilliant Jeddah Corniche circuit. My name is James Head, and as you can tell, I'm going to be taking you to the stream, of course, as always, on this fine, very chilly -2 Friday evening. I'd normally be joined by Mr. Aidan Carter, commenters, of course, to the right-hand side of me. However, he is stuck at Dublin Airport. I believe he is stuck at Dublin Airport. The last time I heard of him, he was stuck at Dublin Airport. His flight has been cancelled, therefore he is staying another night, potentially, in Dublin. Therefore, he is not here tonight, and therefore, you've only got me for an hour and a half, which hopefully is not going to be too bad. Not too bad for your ears, certainly. And certainly not too bad because there is a championship battle to be decided, of course, coming into tonight. Here are the up-to-date standings as of a few minutes ago. In fact, I have got the wrong graphic on, so I'm going to have to try and get it quickly in Discord. You will see this in a moment. I have got the wrong graphic up because James thought he didn't have the graphic, but I do. It was in Discord and I didn't save it. So I'm going to quickly save the image so I can give you the standings. You can see the standings anyway, certainly for the top half of the field. Just literally saving this graphic now. And hopefully it'll just be a simple fix. And there we are. There is the proper graphic for WOR. It is Season 13, of course, Tier 1. Rowan taking the lead in the championship, 166 points to his name. However, the big caveat, he is not here tonight, coming into tonight's racing. So therefore, Jensen is here. Not in the lobby at the minute, but he is here. 143 points. And basically, the only permutation for tonight, if Jensen wins, he takes the championship of Season 13 in WOR and becomes a 2-time PSF1 champion tonight. There is no other caveat about that. If Jensen doesn't win, Rowan is, of course, champion. And that reminds me, I need to get the graphic up for Rowan and, of course, for Jensen. Hopefully that does get sent to me in due course. Jensen, I can report, has just joined the lobby. But looking through, Rowan, of course, won 166 points currently to his name. 143 for Jensen and second. Amaya there in third on 101. Tom fourth on 98. Then Steph in fifth on 93. Kyle Felidas in sixth on 90. Krypton in seventh on 84. Ascom in eighth on 67. Watch out for him if he is racing tonight. Jerry there in ninth on 55. And then a rocker round off the top 10 on 54 points. And that is the current standings, of course, for the drivers. As somebody is coming through on my end, and I need to reach for my controller. This is not good. For CeeLo is coming through on my end, so apologies about that if you did hear him. It's all going wrong so far, but there we are. Constructor standings, by the way, as well. They are the up-to-date Constructor standings. Red Bull have already wrapped up the Constructors, so congratulations to them. Rowan and Harry are Constructors champions. No matter what happens tonight, Ferrari, if even Jensen and Noah, who was not here, it's only Jensen takes the win. Obviously, it won't be enough because it's 173 points they'll be on. Red Bull are Constructors champions, so congratulations to them. 200 points leading the way. Ferrari in second, 148. McLaren third, 120, along with Haas, also tied on 120. Alpine in fifth, 105. Mercedes in sixth, 102. Aston Martin seventh, 101. And then we've got Alfa Romeo in eighth, 41. Williams in ninth, 33. And then AlphaTauri rounded off the top 10 on the nil point. And still, both of their drivers is not here tonight. They will be picking up nil point and potentially the only Constructors champion, or the only constructor this season, and maybe any other season in PSF1 that might not just pick up any points. Both of them, as I say, are not here. Daniel is driving in the AlphaTauri team for tonight. As I quickly fetch a drink there. Apologies. We have got currently 11 in the lobby. I'm not sure if this is the full lineup. I'm just going to have a quick check in a second. And PlayStation has finished apparently. Apparently we're expecting 13. We are expecting 13 tonight, or 14 as it says. It's Dan, Harry, Daniel, Krypton, Denzel, Steph, Jensen, Tom, Line Violet, Jake Marsh, Jerry Van Bussel, Snipes, Fede, and Zane are the 14 drivers that we are due to have. Currently, only in the lobby, there's 11. Maybe people are watching Netherlands against Argentina, and I don't blame them, to be honest, because it is a pretty feisty match at this stage. I think they're just entering the second half, if I am not mistaken. Jerry is not making it. Krypton also saying there's like 12 billion reserves in the standings. How can we be at 13 drivers throughout the whole season? Yeah, there is a flaw in there somewhere. I'm not sure what the flaw is. Hopefully, though, it will be plugged for Season 14. And speaking of Season 14, of course, more information will be released in the coming weeks about Season 14 of WOR. That's, of course, Xbox, PC, and, of course, PlayStation. The top tier, of course, coming into tonight. Speaking of coming into tonight, let us have a look at the track map for tonight. 6.1 kilometres then, 27 turns. Fish-shaped track, of course, here in Jeddah. One down, 3 DRS zones, one down the start finish straight, one down as well in towards turns 21 and 22, which of course is the correct DRS zone, unlike the last game. And then, of course, one in towards turn 27 at the final corner. We are now beginning to get going, it seems, within the lobby, and I'll take you there live very soon indeed. And we are indeed live, as the WR account has just pointed out there on Twitter. We are live, only with 11 drivers. I'm going to make my opinions known about the attendance. It is a pretty poor attendance, to be honest. It is the final race of the season. Obviously, people have got more important things. I know Rowan has certainly got work. This is the final time, though, that you are going to be seeing all of this grid on the all of this drivers on the grid. So there is a potential for a really good race. Even though we've got 11 drivers, we should have a really good race around here, and I really hope so, because we want to lighten the spirits a little bit. With England playing tomorrow and probably us getting beat off France, we need to lighten the spirits, that is for sure. Football is not coming home, certainly after Saudi Arabia at least, but we are here, as I say, for PS Tier 1, and we are getting going now into qualifying. Just waiting on drivers readying up, and as I say, the championship permutation is simple. Rowan, not here. Jensen, who is favoured probably to take the win tonight, he is the favourite potentially to take the race win. Not going to put any more pressure on him at all. But Jensen has got very good pace around here, and if he wins, he becomes WR Season 13 champion. Even though people could argue that in the chat, he doesn't deserve it. And to be honest, I agree. I mean, his form has been quite catastrophic at points of the season. I remember Silverstone very much in the season, where he spun, crashed into the pit lane. He knew better that day to not crash into the pit lane, but he did that, and unfortunately for him, ended up, I think, with a qualifying ban and then getting banned the next race, which was not great from his perspective. But Jensen should be up there, I would suspect, tonight, as will this man here, Tom. And little bit of fun facts actually about Jensen and Tom. I once commentated on a race around here in Saudi Arabia on the last game. 8,000ths of a second separating Jensen and Tom at the line. At the end of the day, I think it was Tom that held on from Jensen after an absolutely terrific final lap battle, and hopefully, if the pace is there, hopefully we get to see that both here tonight for both drivers. Tom and Harry are the first two out on track at the stage, coming to the left-hander of turn number 13. Get your predictions there in the comments section if you do want to, of course. If you do want to get involved, you can. And, of course, if you do, make sure you are putting in your prediction for pole position. I'll be honest, I don't know who's going to get pole position here tonight, because I think it is quite an interesting one in terms of qualifying and indeed in terms of the race. Obviously, with Rowan not being here, it does take away that fact, to be honest, of him actually wrapping up the championship potentially. But he has got that 23-point advantage, and that is what's going to be a big thing. Will the Shazoo boys work together? That is the big question, I think, on everyone's lips potentially tonight. Will the Shazoo boys work with Jensen to win the championship, or will they think about their own race? To find out, hopefully, in the next hour and a half or so, as Tom sets us back on this lap, running down in towards turn number 1. The Shazoo man on the run down in towards turn number 1. Let's see what this lap time will be. I expect around the 27 mark, I've got to be honest, in terms of lap time around here. 1:27. Tom swiftly out of turn 2 through turn 3, and then in towards, count them up as we go along, in towards turn 4, then 5. Then we get to the very tricky S section, I've got to be honest. Coming through turn 6, 7, then 8. Get caught in that curb, we run out wide. You briefly come from Tom. Through turn 9, through turn 10, through turn 11, and that is how you take the S section. That's how you take the first sector here in Tom. In Saudi Arabia, 32 flat from Tom in the first sector. So now he takes the deep line, coming through turn 13. I've seen drivers go out there on the outside, then cut in for the corner. It does gain you a little bit of speed and a little bit of time off the corner, but it does set you up really poorly for 16 and 17, because that chicane that we've just gone through now opened up the second DRS on. The second DRS on, of course, is around about now. So he opens up the flap in excess of 200 miles an hour on the run down in towards 22 and 23. Well, Schumacher famously had their collisions in qualifying, and Tom invalidates through 23, all out of shape. But Tom takes too much to the curb on the right hand side, coming through turn 23. He is done on a lap. Harry on a lap as well. We'll go on board with him. He is valid, coming through the middle sector. We'll see what the Red Bull man can do to come through the left-hander of turn 27. After Verstappen famously hit the wall on the right-hand side in 2021 qualifying. With Harry now on the run towards the line. The Hong Kong man on the run towards the line. It's 1:27.6 to start off the night. Now only valid lap time that we've got so far. Krypton also on a lap along with Daniels in the first sector. Krypton 1 minute flat pretty much through the middle sector. 1:05 in the middle sector from Krypton. Now coming through turns, this long double left of turns 25 and 26. Then in towards turn 27, Harry out on top, Dan Spring second for CeeLo and third. 5 minutes gone, the alien qualifying, only the one lap time on the board, but Krypton now in the final corner. Next one to set a valid lap time. He is on the run toward the line, and I thought it was coming in the pit lane for a second there. Goals, only 2/10, only actually 300ths of a second off Harry, so not a bad lap there at all from Krypton. Feddy there into third, 28.1, so not a bad lap there at all from Feddy. Daniel 101.3 in the middle sector, not really competitive compared to what we've seen from Harry and Krypton so far in qualifying. So Daniel, I think, is going to go possibly into the fourth, into the back of the field, as I think that was Denzel just sent up on the lap, and in fact Daniel really backed up that lap, and he's back in the pit lane. So there, Daniel down in 8th position. We've got Jake Marsh and Zane also on a lap as well. The Shazoo Academy man, first race I think, if I'm not mistaken, from Zane. Haven't seen him throughout the season, so welcome to him on the final race of the season. And Zane now coming in towards turns 19, 20, 21 and 22 down the back straight. And then 1-on-1 flat in the middle sector, not too bad. Coming around Krypton, Freddy in that sort of ballpark, you would imagine. Jake Marsh also on that, by the way. He is invalidated, so that's why we're not on board with him. He comes in toward the pit lane, I think. Jake Marsh, yep, he's actually going for another run. So Jake Marsh going for another run. Zane, however, coming from the final corner on the run towards the line. 12.5 minutes to go. Harry, Krypton, Feddy currently the top three. Zane going to front up there into fourth. 128.4 from Zane. And Dan Spreen on a lap. Denzel not on a lap. Jensen, interestingly, still in the pit lane, which is a real big thing that is for sure. The champion, well, you could call him the champion-elect, however, he's still got 23 points to gain, obviously. Is he feeling confident? Is he feeling too confident? He doesn't want to go out of the pit lane just yet. Or he might just simply be watching the Netherlands-Argentina match and then is looking at that. Dan Screen saying as well in Discord, Virgil van Dijk and Gakpo will score for sure. That's his house money, I think, being put on that potentially in terms of the Netherlands-Argentina score. Denzo has crashed or is retired in the pit lane. He's retired in the pit lane, has Denzo. And Tom is about to start on a run. We saw the pinnacle of his first run look very good, and then he invalidated, of course, coming through turns 22 and 23. He is quick around here. I've just turned the UI off by mistake, but we're on board with him with the timing tower on the left-hand side in towards turn number 1. Harry out on top of quick from second Petty, and a bit too much curve coming through turn number 2. Actually sets the court nicely compared to his first lap. Through 3 in towards turn 4 and 5, to the left-hand and right-hand of turn 5. Then through the left-hand of turn number 6, through the left-hand of 7, through the right-hand of 8, and takes too much curve and is invalidated again. And that is the risky run here in Saudi Arabia, in Jeddah, Corniche Circuit. And Tom, 2 invalidations so far. 0 for 2 currently on his lap, you could argue. Facilo and Dan Screen are just starting on runs. Facilo, I think, is coming through the first sector. Nice. Look really neat and tidy there, Facilo. Of course, PSGL F2 race, I think it was on pole, if I'm not mistaken, in Canada. I didn't actually see that race in PSGL, so covering the top tier. Facilo, though, has been showing his glimpses of form. He has been up there in terms of the pace, which is really good. Now, can he show that in WOR top tier as he comes through turn 17, through 18, through 19, all the way down, opening up that DRS range now, in towards turns 20, 21 and 22. Facilo now in towards turn 22. 1-1-1 in the middle sector is not too bad. It's around 6 tenths off Harry, though. He should be going Freddy, Zane, maybe in behind Zane sort of area. Facilo now comes through. Very tight. This is the line I take, to be honest, through here. I don't lead race at all. But I normally take the thin line. It does gain you ground, basically, on the inside and cuts off around about 100 metres of track, which not many people know, is that Facilo now on the run toward the line. Competitive lap 4th, 48.3, not bad at all. Daniel is the only other one, I think, out there at the minute on a lap down screen as bailed. Harry, however, 31.8 in the first sector, purple out of everyone in the first sector split. So, Harry, who was very quick last week in Brazil, I think he set pole position, if I'm not mistaken, in Brazil by a good chunk of margin, actually. As Harry now comes in towards the end of the middle sector, 1 minute flat through the middle sector, exactly where you want to be. I've seen sub 59 seconds, or sub 1 minute actually in the middle sector. 59.9, 59.8 are possible around here, and not too far off that. In towards turn 27. Harry out on the top, in second, Paddy there in third. And now, sorry, Harry now comes towards the line. Krypton is just starting up on the lap. Harry to the line, improves 27.3. Good lap that by Harry, and puts now 4 tenths per second between himself and Krypton at this stage in the race. Krypton there in second, Freddy in third. He's just starting up on a run. As per though, the glitch that is still in this game, he is on an outlap at the moment in time. Facilo is the same. He is on an outlap at this time. Krypton is invalidated. I think he's also hit the wall, if I'm not mistaken. Has he got right side end plate damage on the car? No, that's just my eyesight. I think end plate is still there. I was due to be joined, by the way, by SR Ace, who did One Hub a bit early on. If you didn't tune in for that, I would have been joined by him. He has, however, said, well, I've given them the night off. And he has said also, the game is now not working, or his game is now not working, so that is a bit of a shame. What is not a shame, though, the champion-elect, potentially, now on a lap. Jensen on the run down in towards turn number 4. Looking good so far on this lap. We pick on both of them coming through 4, through 5. Good story coming through the curve there. Through 6, through 7, through 8. Then through turn 9, backed off the funnel, unlike what Tom did on his lap. Jensen beautiful through the first sector, and his first sector split 32.1. Jensen off at the pace early on in qualifying, around 3 tenths off Harry's first sector. This is his first run though as Jensen. His track evolution will be better, of course, compared to Harry. 3/10 off in the first sector. He doesn't look confident at all in this lap so far. Through 17 and 18. Now on the run down in towards turns 20, 21 and 22, which is the left hand and right hand now coming through 22 and 23. 1 minute 0.5 in the middle sector. Jensen is off the pace. Jensen is completely off the pace here tonight. He now comes through turns 25 and 26. How's the pressure built onto him, or just does he simply not have the pace at this stage? Jensen into the final couple of corners. He's got Tom, I think, giving him a little bit of a piggyback down the straight. I think that is Tom just starting up on a lap, with Jensen now on the run toward the line. I don't think he's been happy with this lap at all. I'm certainly not happy with that. 27.7 puts him within range of Clifton and Daniel. Daniel there went third as well, and actually has been bettered by Jake Marsh, who goes second. Daniel through the first sector. Yeah, he's just backed off onto a run. Tom Lanvala also on laps. Lanvala coming through the first sector. He's not expected to really feature in qualifying tonight. Newsman coming through the first sector, though, is 32.4. Yeah, he's already 3/10 off Jensen's lap time, so Lanvala not going to be anywhere near. However, Tom, judging by that purple in the first sector, he's purple out of everyone in that first sector, but that is quite deceptive on this game. 6 minutes ago, 2/3 of the way through qualifying, Harry Adams top, Jake Martin second, Clifton there in third. Also, by the way, Legacy Division is live. I think the race is ongoing at this stage. The team event, of course, in the final round, I think, actually, the Legacy Division. If not, these final couple of rounds certainly coming up. That is also live if you do want to tune in for that. What a 1.1 in the middle sector from Tom. Flies his way through 22 and 23. Back up the throttle there slightly. Not looking too bad though at all on this run as he now comes through left-handers of 25 and 26 in towards turn 27. Harry out on top. Tom looking good to go second, I think, this lap. Nearly sideways coming out the final corner. My God, that was a bit close to the walls. Tom now comes on the run toward the line. That's 27.3 and he only goes 600th of a second behind Harry. We do have a challenger in qualifying so far. Jensen has run out of fuel. He's down there in 6th position at the stage. Dan Spreen is on lap through the first sector. Very close to the wall, coming out of 13 and 14. But Harry out on top, Tom in second, Jake Marsh there in third, Clifton there in fourth, Daniel in fifth, Jensen in sixth, Fetty, Zane, CeeLo, Lanvala top 10, Dan Spreen 11th, Denzo already out the session. He had a qualifying ban, if I'm not mistaken. So Denzo there down at the back of the field. Dan Spreen's middle sector is well off. 101.1, 101.6. And how on earth somebody can be valid after absolutely obliterating the track limits of turns 22 and 23, I don't really understand. He's somehow valid. Is he going to set the lap or is he going to come in the pits? I'd assume he'll come in the pit lane because of the absolute butchering of the final chicane on the run towards the pit lane. Yeah, I knew he was going to come, to be honest. I thought he was going to continue on and just set the sneaky lap. But he can't get away with that. It would have been a 32.7 anyways. It wouldn't have been featuring toward the top end of the field. The CeeLo was invalidated in his lap as well. Tripton, I think, is also invalidated. He was on a run. Tom is not on a run either. So it's Harry out on top. Tom in second. Jake Marsh in third. 3.5 minutes to go in this qualifying session for WOR PS Tier 1. Final round of the championship. Could have changed the title to season finale. Might have got a few more viewers in if that was the case, but it is indeed the season finale here tonight. And the only permutation I will keep this as we go through tonight is, of course, Jensen has to take the win to win the championship. It is simple as that. And speaking of the man, the myth, the GOAT of WOR Season 12 at least, Jensen is now out on a run, and he is out early to try and maybe stave off some of his competition. Bit of out of sync compared to everyone. Everyone should have got essentially 2 laps in. His teammate Zane for tonight is coming out the pit lane as well as I think Tom, who just came into the pit lane. He'll be coming out very soon as well. But the interesting permutation now, certainly from Jensen's perspective, is what pace can he show. 27.753, currently his best lap time at this stage. That is not good enough, quite simply, from a championship contender whose pace was so solid around here last season. In fact, I think he won around here last season, if I'm not mistaken. And Jensen has had glimpses of solid pace this season. So far tonight, we're not seeing that. This is the Jensen of, I think, this season, to be honest. And it's a real shame to obviously see that. Jensen is down in 6th position in qualifying, 2nd in the championship. He's had wretched luck. Ifs, buts and maybes for half of his races, I think. But this is now defining for Jensen out on track as we now come on board. Everyone on night lap at this stage. Don't worry about everyone else. On the run now to the line and on the run down towards turn 1 on board with the current champion of WOR. Through turn 1 and 2, then through the left-hander of turn number 3, getting very tight into the wall. Very nice line coming through there. And that comes in towards turn number 4, through turn number 5. And benefit, of course, as I'm experiencing a little bit of lag there coming through on my capture card. Apologies about that. Jensen now coming through turn 9, through turn 10, through turn 11. Nicely done coming through there. Apologies if we just slagged a little bit slightly. Jensen, though, that's more like it to the first sector. 31.9 in the first sector. Much fresher set of soft compound size, I think, on the car. Apparently getting out of the way, the left-hand side. Bit of a twitch needing to the wall coming through turn 14 there. But Jensen, so far, so good. Now needs to up his pace. Coming through the left-hander of turn 17. Now all the way down this fish-tailing back straight. On the run down in towards turns 22 and 23. DRS now, of course, enabled at this part of the lap. Jensen in the middle sector. 101.1 in the middle sector. A 1 minute point one, I should say, in the middle sector. Coming through turns 22, 23, 24. Then in towards double left of 25 and 26. This is looking good from Jensen. We'll get the timing tab up on the left-hand side as well, just to give you an insight into the lap times of Harry and Tom. 27.317, 27.379. Jensen is going to go in and about that mark. As now, the current defending champion of WR comes to the line, and he goes quickest. He goes quickest. Harry's through the first sector, and it's a 31.8 in the first sector. Huge first sector from him. Tom has just started up on a lap, so we'll go on board with Harry. There are other drivers on the lap at this stage as well. Harry is going to be amongst the first to come across the line. But Jensen, he needed that. That was a huge lap from him. Harry, though, was on a huge lap at the minute. 3,000 down in this personal best in the first sector. Flick on board with Tom by accident. But Harry now in towards the fishtailing back straight of turns 22 and 23 through the middle sector. Huge middle sector. 200 top purple. Comes through the right 123, through 24. In toward the left 125, 26 and 27. This is going to be on the limit for Harry to pick up pole position. He has got drivers on the lap ahead of him. I think Daniel has backed up, if I'm not mistaken, coming through the final corner, so he might get a bit of slipstream. Harry, though, on the run towards the line. We'll see what his lap time is going to be. And he didn't improve. Harry, though, to the line. Doesn't steal it. It's Jensen out on top. But Tom is in the wall. Tom is in the wall, and that's down the back straight. Tom in the wall, coming out 16 and 17. He's in the wall. I think he's got maybe a steering issue, wheel issue potentially. Daniel there's 4th. Good lap time from him. Jake Marsh is on a huge lap here. Jake Marsh could try and steal the party to the line. Goes 5th. Not bad at all. Krypton has backed off. Vasila was also invalidated. That, my friends, is the end of qualifying. And how on earth is Jensen on top in this qualifying session? I do not know. 0.02 of a second between him and Harry. Tom there, I'm assuming he had a wheel issue towards the end of the session there, obviously with crashing into the wall. But Tom down in 3rd, that is huge. Jensen, he's done the first part. The second part now is 25 laps around Jeddah, all the way to the checkered flag with his long-time rival and friend behind him as well. But it is Jensen out on top. My God. 0.02 of a second separating. Harry there in 2nd, Tom there in 3rd, Daniel in 4th, Jake Marsh there in 5th, Krypton in 6th, Betty in 7th, Zane there in 8th, Basile there in 9th, Lionel at top 10, Dan Spreen and Denzo backing off their laps. Didn't get valid lap times in there down at the back of the field, but Jensen, first part complete. Second part now, 25 laps, and we'll be on the other side of this 30-second break from our sponsors, Grid Finder. Welcome back to WOR. Welcome back to the Season 13 season finale here in Jeddah, underneath the bright night lights on Midnight Skyline here next to the Red Sea. And of course, Jensen, if you have just tuned in, has just taken pole position, the GOAT of WOR, you could argue. He is on course, potentially, to win the championship, but he's got 25 laps now to weather, and whether or not he can win this race remains to be seen. It will be a huge ask. But if there's any man that can do it, it is him. Of course, starting behind him, FBR Harry, who has been very consistent in terms of qualifying at this late part of the season. He could be the one to watch off the line, certainly on the fresher side of the grid. Tom in behind as well. He's certainly going to feature in this race. 20 seconds out until the start of this race, of the start of the final race here for Season 13 in WOR, certainly for the PSTers, of course. Everything going to be on the line with Yana Watby and the likes, of course, on Sunday evening. And you can tune in for that, of course, at 7 PM UK time. George Morgan and Dan Field taking to the action for that. However, I'm taking to the action here, and the 5 red lights are now coming on for the season finale in WOR. And eventually, it is lights out, and away we go. Jensen does get a wheel spin start. Tom is better off the line than Harry, and he might run down in towards turn 1. Harry's down the inside line at Tom, in towards turn number 1, and Tom tries to go on the inside through turn number 2. Jensen leads, Tom there in second, Harry there in third. Spinner already in the background, that's for CeeLo, that's round. I think Zane might have been caught up in that as well, potentially. But certainly, Jensen is clear and he's off the line and leads the way. From Harry there in second, Tom there in third, Daniel there in fourth. Very good start by everyone. The one that's had a hard compound of tyres further down the field. Ryan Valet and Dan Screen were having a battle. I think there's been a little bit of an interval glitch potentially on my left-hand side of the screen. But there's Jensen already thundering away out in front of 9/10 of a second over Harry, coming through the first sector. With Tom there in third, Daniel there in fourth, Jake Marsh there in fifth, Tripton in sixth, Freddie in 7th, Denton in 8th, and Ryan Valet in 9th, for CeeLo and Ted, Zane and Dan Spreen, I should say, 11th and 12th position at the early stages. Dan Spreen, I think, got caught up in a separate incident for CeeLo and Zane, because that's what hit the wall, I think, from Kryptonite. Kryptonite, I think, has just hit the wall on the right-hand side end plate, potentially. Not sure if he's got damage. If he hasn't, though, he's got away with that scot-free. Jensen, though, coming through the middle sector for the first time, leads the way on lap 1 out of 25. Lap 1 is weathered. Jensen will lead the way at the end of the first lap. From Harry there in second, Tom there in third. There's a challenge further down the field. Betty has got a really good straight line speed set up on. He's on the back of Krypton, trying to go around the outside and towards turn 27, the final corner. Krypton nearly takes his teammate. And Fetty tries to go all the way around the outside of him. There's another spinning left stand screen again in that middle sector. But Fetty shoved at the legs down and towards turn 1. The Alpine against the Mercedes, and it's the Alpine job done for Fetty. He is through, and then he's into 6th. And actually, Krypton, so much early braking there from Ferry. Krypton goes straight into the back, and he's got left side end plate damage. He is going to be complaining till the dogs come home with that. Not sure what Teddy was thinking. I think it was the 100-metre board he was braking at, which is the traditional braking point. That was a little bit earlier than the 100-metre board. Not sure if Freddy's got rear wing damage there. If he hasn't, he's got away scot-free. Krypton hasn't. He's got left side end plate damage, and he is going to be one very annoyed man. Jensen leads the way from Harry in second, Tom there in third, Dan Spreen has sped into the pit lane. I'm not sure if that's going to be retirement potentially for Dan Spreen. It is indeed a retirement for Dan Spreen at the back of the field. Jensen there leading the way from Harry in second, Tom there in third. Jake Marsh all over the back of Daniel as well. Daniel has shown good pace, certainly in Brazil. He showed very good pace in that race. Jake Marsh is on the back of him there in fifth, perhaps going to score his highest point score of the season. Maybe highest point score of WOR in total. But doing a good job so far there, Jake Bosch in fifth. Line Valet all over the back of Krypton as well. Of course, Krypton with that left side end plate damage as a result of contact going straight into the front of Fetty. And Line Valet, to bless him, is going to try and get the move done on Krypton. He doesn't realise, I think, he's got damage. He might realise he has got damage, so I think he's backing off down the straight. Line Valet is being very coy on the back of Krypton, and yeah, he does realise he's got damage, I think. And he will let him go, but this is all let CeeLo back up, and CeeLo's going to have a run at Line Valet in towards turn number 1. This is for 7th and 8th position. CeeLo's going to breeze past down the straight. The Shazoo man, a little bit close there to Line Valet down the straight, but job done. CeeLo through, he's into 7th. Line Valet there in 8th position. Jensen now leads the way, Harry there in second. In terms of the early position gains out on track as well, well, all of them came further down the field. Casilo and Lion Butler have gained 2, Denzo and Freddy respectively have gained 1. Most positions lost, Kryptonite has lost 4, and Dan Spreen losing 1 after that spin coming through the middle sector by himself. Now with DRS enabled, Harry, for the first time, you'd imagine, is going to try and apply a bit of pressure there to Jensen. Now they can get away with running low fuel, and that's what you saw the red flickering light there on the right-hand side of your screen, on the bottom right-hand side of your screen. Harry there has got more ERS, I think, than Jensen at this early stage of the race. In fact, Jensen's got 25% more. Harry has got 25% less, and that means he's using a lot more fuel. He is fueled up very low, I've got to say. That red fuel light is flickering, just around 0.1 as a spinner in the middle sector. I think that is Denzo that is rammed. It is indeed through the first sector. In fact, Denzo is rammed. Jensen, though, leading the way. Harry trying to hunt him down into turn number 27. Getting the job done there, though. And I think they're just going to sit back, relax, enjoy the sights and sounds of the Jeddah Corniche circuit for the next few laps, certainly until the safety cars do indeed come out, or maybe until the pit stops actually happen, as Tom set a fast lap of the race, 31.0 or 31.8. I need my eyes testing, as you can tell. 31.8 though there from Tom, and he is going to try and close in on Harry and indeed on Jensen. And Tom, to be fair, has got 92% of ERS at this early stage. He's doing a good job there in third, and as I said a little bit earlier on, him and Jensen pretty much photo finish S in TML around here. Whether or not they're going to be like that on this game remains to be seen. Jensen, though, weathering the storm well. At the moment, he is doing everything in his power to win the championship. If he finishes second, it's not good enough. He needs the race win, and Jensen, so far, weathering the FVR storm in behind. There with Harry in second and Tom there in third, the Shazoo man, who could potentially help him as a bit of a wingman in this race. So be it. As Jensen was very wide there, and Harry's going to try and have him run him in towards 22 and 23. But I think Jensen hit the wall potentially there, but didn't see it on the camera angle. As Harry backs up in the middle sector, listen, Coulson hits the wall himself on the left-hand side. So Harry hits the wall, gives Jensen a bit of a breathing space, 7/10 of a second maybe in towards turn 27, but now has to use up that excess amount of ERS that he had, trying just back up to the back of Jensen. This might be the point where Tom now say, you know what, I'm coming for you, Harry. I'm going to try and get this job done. Let's make it a Shazoo 1-2. I think, though, Tom has got second thoughts for that. He's just going to save up that ERS, going to save up that DRS as well down the straight, and we remain as we are on that 5 out of 25, a 5th race distance here in WR, the season finale of PS Tier 1. Jensen leads the way, Harry there in second, Tom there in third. The front three now beginning to apply more pressure to the guys in behind, saying, catch me if you can. Daniel certainly not doing that at this stage. He is just dropping off the back of Tom and Harry. Down in fourth position, Jake Marsh there in fifth, Paddy there in sixth. Vasilo's weathering the storm from Lion Valor, who is keeping up quite well, to be fair. Lion Valor, well, that is Lion Valor. That's the crowd you saw there. 31.5 though from Krypton in the middle in the final sector, setting the new fastest lap of the race. Lion Valor though on the back of Silo is not going to get quite close enough, I don't think, to the back. So go keeping on board with the battle for the lead. There's the battle I'm sure you guys at home do want to see. It's more important than the battle for 7th and 8th position. I will try and follow everything of course as we go through. Will be hard because I'm the sole commentator here tonight. Harry right on the back of Jensen. Now putting him under more pressure. He hit the wall last time out around here. And this time, fine. And this time, I think he's going to go for the move because Jensen is now a sitting duck potentially as Harry is going to breeze around the outside, coming through turns 25 and 26, and there's a new race leader. It's Harry on the outside line, takes the lead of the race, and Tom is going to try and come at Jensen. Bit deep there from Harry, and Tom is back up the inside of Jensen. This is not on the script. Tom trying to get past Jensen, and now Jensen has got a great run on the back of Harry, running down in towards turn 1. Is he going to wait in behind, or is he going to go for the move? He's going to wait in behind, I think, down in towards turn 1. It's Harry that leads the way. Jensen now in second, Tom there in third, and I think the game plan is... Oh, as Jensen really snappy oversteer coming out of turn number 2. Snaps the oversteer, I should say, coming out of turn number 2. And Jensen, that's his first mistake. That's his first real mistake that he has made out on track. I was going to say, the game plan, I think, now is Harry has got to get Jensen outside of a second to stand any sort of chance of getting him, but then DRS, and Jensen's in the wall, and out the race. Jensen is in the wall, coming through turn number 8. And he's out of the race. He's off track, so I'm not sure if that's going to be a safety car. But Jensen is out of the race. And that means, by default, VSR Rowan is your champion. Or Shazoo Rowan, I should say, is your champion for Season 13 in dramatic circumstances. I did say he made a mistake. One mistake too many, it seems. Jensen there, out of the race. He weathered the storm early on. The pressure telling. I'm not sure if he had a bit of a moment there with Tom, because he was all out of shape. He didn't seem right at all after that mistake. And Jensen, that rhythm just slips out of your system. It's gone. And Jensen, unfortunately, is not going to be a double champion here in WOR Season 13. And that means, by default, Rowan is your Season 13 champion. Which, unfortunately for you guys, has came pretty much very early in this race compared to what we should be expecting out on track. But I'm just going to try and load in the graphic if I can. Apologies, I'm going to have to try and do this on the whim. And that's the stream. I don't want that. Apologies if we are lagging a little bit. I'm just trying to get the thing in. Right, hang on. I'm going to have to go into studio mode. This race is still going on, by the way, so apologies about that. I'm just trying to do two things at once. Denzel's picked up a 3-second penalty for yellow, for putting the corner. So that is him early on out of the race. Down there in 10th position. Going to be lapped, if I'm not mistaken, very soon indeed. Now, I'm just trying to find the graphic. I can't find it anywhere. I'm just going to have to try and hit and hope that that might be the graphic. Was it that one? It's not that one. Give me a second. But yeah, Harry leads the way. Tom there in second. Daniel there in third. It's a shame that Jensen's out of the race. It's a real shame from his perspective. Yeah, it's one of those things. Pressure does tell on occasion to occasion. And there, certainly for Jensen, it told too much. And it's a real shame because he had a really good chance of winning this race. And honestly, he will be really, really peed off, I am sure, with that. But Harry is now under pressure from Tom. On the run down and towards turn number 1. Tom on the back of Harry in towards turn number 1. But he is closing at a good speed. He's not closing quite close enough, though, in towards turn number 1. And Tom remains in second. Harry there remains in the lead of this race as it stands, coming through lap 8 out of 25. And I just trying to find that graphic. I did get it sent to me. There it is. Apologies, I'm just trying to do two things at once. I can't really cope as there's another yellow flag up Denzel again, and he has spun right in front of the leaders. So he's spun coming through turn 11. Harry though leading the way from Tom in second, Daniel there in third. I will get back, I'm sure, to the action very soon indeed. Apologies if you're hearing background noises and everything like that, because I'm just trying to save this graphic. And there we go, I've got it in, ready to be shown at the end of tonight's live stream. Harry leads the way though, from Tom in second. Daniel there in third. Apologies about doing two things at once there. Krypton has come into the pit lane. Potentially has another set of hard compound size at the end of the race. Harry there leading the way, Tom there in second, Daniel there in third at this moment in time. Daniel there in third is doing a good job, and Jake Marsh has actually got a real good chance of a podium potentially. If he can keep the pace of Daniel, certainly, he might just have a look in. Tom, however, on the back of Harry, it's a really good exit at the final corner. Doesn't maximise that run though, with the DRS not being used up, and the ERS certainly not being used up. Down the straight. Closes in, he's got good straight line speed as Tom, even without opening up that ERS. When he does open up that ERS, it might be game over for Harry, but Tom there, just waiting behind. He's going to wait in behind, I think, until just before the pit stop, then go for his move, and then go for the race when Denzo is now picking a 5-second penalty, and he becomes the third retirement out of the race. 2 retirements into pit lane, 1 crash out of the race after coming through this part of the track, through turn number 9 and 10 and 11. And Jensen out of the race. I didn't see, because it was a wide camera angle, I didn't actually see what happened, so hopefully we can get Jensen maybe coming into the chat, or maybe on Discord, messaging me about what happened with his spin. But he is out of the race. He, unfortunately, is not going to be, he's now not the champion, because of course Rowan is. Rowan did say to me earlier on in the week that he is going to be there. There is a very weird person, well, not a weird person, he's a very goated person there in the waiting room. Could interview him. Also Lawrence there in the Discord, but Tom there on the back of Harry, more immediately on the PS side, is on the back, running down in towards turn 27, lows in elevation knots, but not quite close enough to the back once again. The Sparks flying out of that Red Bull. Beautiful run from Tom this time around though, and now he's got to commit for the move. Harry's not going to commit to the defence, and Tom is going to breeze him by down in towards turn 1. Harry just backed off. Tom Dooney's into the race lead. Harry there in second, Daniel there in third. At what is looking like a very, very interesting end potentially to this race. It would have been nice with Jensen in the fight. There's a spinner though, and that is Jake Marsh. Jake Marsh, as soon as I say he's winning a chance, and that is a virtual safety car. VSC out on track, that's because he's got no front wing, and because he's overtaking for CeeLo, which I think he picked an illegal overtake for, which is not that great, to be honest. Jake Marsh there in 5th, CeeLo in 6th. So Jake Marsh has spun, coming out of turn number 2, and he's hit the wall, and that's why we've got the VSC out on track. It just brings an end to proceedings in the first half of the race, pretty much. But yeah, Jake Marsh, I did say he's got a good chance now over podium. 2 laps later, he goes in the wall and spins. So, yeah, not my best luck, I've got to be honest. Not my best luck whatsoever. What this does do, maybe, is to give Krypton another free pit stop, potentially. He's going to stay out, though, for now. I just realised we've got all DRS on, and now Daniel's run on the back of Harry all of a sudden. Not sure what's happened there, pardon me by the way. Daniel on the back of Harry coming to turns 22 and 23. Not quite close enough though to the back as Tom leads away from Harry in second. Daniel there in third, and Daniel's coming at Harry now and towards turn 27. Still very, very much saving up that ERS for the final half of this race. And at this moment in time, Daniel has got a good chance of a podium. Certainly with Jake Marsh's spin. Jake Marsh going into the wall. Now Daniel is going to try and launch an attack on Harry. Does he have the straight line speed? Does he have him on the brakes? No. Harry goes very deep in towards turn number 1. Very deep indeed. Makes the corner very nicely. Jake Marsh speeds in the pit lane. He is more frustrated, I think, than anything. That might be a frustration 5-second time penalty. And therefore, might be the next retirement out of the race. It goes on to centre mediums though. Jake Marsh is not really one to give up. He goes to centre mediums, and you never know, if a safety car does come out, he might just turn that right, and that might be a bit of fortune potentially for him out on track. Wish I could bring you more action. Tom leads the way, Harry in second, Daniel there in third. I'm sure there's more action going on in the interview room for the WOR Legacy division at this stage. It is a little bit of a shame. Jensen obviously out the race has put a real downer, I think, on this race, but what we do have is a real good 3-way fight for this race lead. We've got Lion Valet and Zane going to be going at it further down the field as well. As I say, I wish I could bring you more action. I just physically can't, unfortunately. I just physically can't take on board you of the action because there's not really much happening out on track, and that's just being honest. As Harry made a slight mistake when on the exit there of turn 23. Tries to pull down on the back of Tom, 0.4 of a second. Dan Screen, by the way, saying smaller step against the wall and have a red rear wing. I think I won't be driving T1 next season anymore, as Tom was diving towards the pit lane there, but he doesn't. And Tom still leads the way. Harry in second, Daniel there in third. Battle developing further down the field. That's a lovely camera angle, by the way. Lovely camera angle, lovely run on board then with Zane on the back of Lion Valet. This could be quite interesting. Ferrari and Williams, I should say. And Zane breezes past him down and towards turn number 1. Funny fact about Zane, I blocked him apparently, not tonight. Apparently I blocked him sometime, at some point in the past. I'm sorry for whatever I blocked him for. I'm assuming he was a part of OP and was just inviting me to all sorts of things. That's why I blocked him. But he's there in 6th position. And speaking of blocking, he's now blocking Lion Valet, and I think actually Zane let him through. Weird. Zane let him through. I'm not sure if he's got damage on the car. Certainly didn't look like he had, anyways. But Zane down in 7th, Lion Valet through back into 6th. As Harry's trying to fight Tom for the race lead once again. Tom leads the way, Harry in second, Daniel there in third. Trying to keep myself motivated through the entirety of this race. Hopefully we do get more action in this race. certainly to come, as Harry is right on the back of Tom once again. And now, this time, he's up a bit of EOS, maybe looking for the move. He has now managed to save up quite a lot of fuel, so his fuel situation has redeemed itself, so he's got more fuel than the red white at least. Tom leads the way, Harry there in second, coming to the left-hander of turn 27 once again, and Harry's in the pits. Harry in the pits, Daniel doesn't follow him in, and Harry's into the pit lane, beautifully stopped. Well, now into the pit lane. Freddy is caught for speed in the pit lane, on behind, and Harry now into the pit lane. Is he going to get held up by Freddy in the pit lane? Yes, briefly is the answer, but Harry's out, and he's on that set of medium compound tyre, exactly around the range that I was expecting for the hards to go on. And now Harry has got to set sail on the set of hard compound, on the set of medium, as got the car of Lime Bartlett coming out the pit lane, and that is Facilo retiring in the pit lane. So Facilo retiring in the pits, another retirement out of tonight's race. We're down now to only 8 going for season finale in WOR, which is really cool, I've got to say. Tom leads the way, though Daniel in second, Lime Bartlett in third. All now depends on Harry. What is he going to do on this first lap on that centre medium compound tyres? Is he going to be absolutely storming his way through the field? Or is he going to be now under threat from Tom and Daniel getting out ahead of him, and Harry there on that slightly warmer mediums coming into play, and then losing it all at the end of the session? Who knows? The prize giving ceremony, by the way, is also live for FIA. Plenty of comments there that I don't want to read, to be honest. What I do want to read, though, is Harry on the back of Lime Bartlett. He's on the back, coming in towards turn 22 and 23 once again. This is perfect for the front two, because Lime Bartlett is holding Harry up, but not for long. He's got a breeze past here. Lime Bartlett not making contact down the straight, and Harry now is doing his into third, and that now spots a reaction from Daniel into the pit lane. Daniel into the pit lane. Tom leading the way, still continuing on. Daniel in second, Harry there in third. Harry's at the final corner. Daniel is out of his pit box now. This is going to be close. I think this is going to favour Daniel more than Harry. Remember the inside line coming through turn number 1? And there he is, outside, and it's actually side by side coming out of turn number 2. In fact, Daniel runs off track and Harry is doing it into second. Daniel there in third. So therefore, Harry, that undercut has worked. And now, with Daniel's very much colder tyres, Harry's going to gap into a second quite easily. Very easily, I think. In fact, I think it's already done. Already outside of a second. Daniel can't get those tyres warmed up really until halfway through the lap, which is around this point on the lap. And therefore, look, Harry is already 1.1 seconds clear of Daniel. But remember, his tyres are going to come very much into play, certainly from Daniel's perspective, right at the end of this race. Tom though leading the way. Everything now a bit stagnated because of the pit stop. We are going to get a three-way battle, I can promise you, hopefully to the checkered flag between Tom, Harry and Daniel for the race win. Championship I've already decided, of course. And Tom, 16.9 seconds. That's pretty much the range that you would expect for a pit stop around here. So this is going to be close. If Tom decides to come in the pit lane this lap around, which he is indeed doing, Tom's in the pits. Absolute speed his way into the pit lane, much quicker than what we saw with Harry's pit stop. So he's in the pits. And now, what does Tom decide to do? He's set of mediums, but where is he going to come out? Is what I'm trying to say. Where is he going to come out on track? Harry is there, and Tom is there. Tom is coming out of the pit lane. Again, it's going to be side by side. I think Harry's just ahead, though. Harry is ahead. And Tom just filters into second, but with Daniel's fresher tyres, Daniel's going to be right on the back of him. This is perfect for Harry. Perfect for Harry to gap both of them. Now time's on the second. Daniel just hits the wall there on the left-hand side. Through turn 4 that was. Now through 6 and 7. Through 8 and 9. And Daniel now all of a sudden get handled by Tom. Those tyres are just not warmed up at all, and now Daniel's going to come at him in towards turn 13. However though, Tom, 1.2 seconds, used up a bit of EOS there. He's got to use a bit more up because Harry has got him out of DRS range at this point in the lap, and Harry is not going to, Tom certainly is not going to respond to that. So Harry is gapped now. Tom to a second. Whether or not he's in DRS range remains to be seen. He is just in DRS range. Just within DRS range. In fact, he's not. He's not within DRS range. And that means Daniel now has got extra speed down the straight. So Daniel, therefore, can try and gain. This is interesting. Harry leads the way. Tom in second. Daniel in third. We've got 10 laps to go after this one. As I say, it is just me taking to the action here tonight. Harry though leading the way, Tom there in second, Daniel there in third, Daniel there right on the back as Concealer leads for second. Thanking them for attending not only this season, but indeed of the racing throughout this season and indeed for tonight. Daniel there on the back of Tom, running out down the straight. Once again, he's not quite close enough, and Tom is within DRS range on the back of Harry. This is going to be fascinating. Even though we've got 8 drivers, we've got 3 of them potentially going to be battling out for the race lead. Freddy just doesn't have any simple pace at this stage either. Doing a good job. Harry leads the way. Tom in second. Daniel there in third. Lap 26. 26 of 25? Lap 16 out of 25. I wish it was lap 26 out of 25, to be honest. But, yeah, there's Harry leading the way. Tom in second. Daniel there in third. And there, Tom, slight mistake coming out of turns 11 and 12. Tom there in second, Daniel there in third, doing a good job at this stage with Daniel hunting him down and behind. He's got more ERS than him. Tom on 46%, Daniel on 60%, and Harry's on 19%. So Daniel's got more ERS. There was another yellow flag, and that is Freddy round. Freddy round, right on unplate damage on the car. And Freddy is round, and that now puts him out of contention, certainly for the race win, unless there is a safety car out on track. But Harry, though, leads the way from Tom in second, Daniel there in third. If anybody's interested, by the way, in the football, just while we try and give you action out on track, Netherlands against Argentina, it's 2-1, because Wout Weghorst has just scored for the Netherlands, and that is only a couple of minutes ago in the match, by the looks, in the quarter-final of the World Cup. Not that anybody cares. Everyone cares about the action here, I am sure. Harry leads the way, Tom in second, Daniel in third, on lap 17 out of 25. Freddy, by the way, is in the pit lane. Thought he was continuing on for a second there, but he is in the pits. That means he is now down in what will be, I think, 6th position coming out of the pit lane. He's got to add that he's got a 5-second penalty as well, and he's also got his pit stop to do. That's another 8 seconds on. 13 seconds at least in the pit lane. Line Valet, to be fair, has just picked up a 3-second penalty, which I'm sure he'll be very happy with. But Freddy out of the pit lane is behind Zane easily. Easily behind Zane, and Krypton is going to be well behind him. So Freddy out of the pit lane in 7th. He can continue on, of course, right to the end of this race. But Harry, Tom, Daniel, top 3 as it stands in the race. And Harry's trying to gap once again Tom out for a second. Tom, though, is a race winner around here. And he is looking to try and recreate his very good form that he showed, certainly in the last game. And looking at this moment in time, apparently it's been a really harsh decision for somebody in the World Cup. But I don't know. Harry leads the way, Tom in second, Daniel in third. 5 chances of separating these guys out on track. Harry there is hanging on out in front. Tom is just there, waiting, in behind. Daniel there in third. And these 3 are class above everyone else at this stage. Obviously, Jensen already out the race, Jake Marsh having a spin, and Freddy having a moment as well with right some end plate damage. He's now down towards the back end of the field. It's all opened up for one of these 3 to win it, and it's whoever doesn't make the most mistakes that is simply going to take the race win, and is simply going to be on top of the world when it comes to the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. But Tom again makes a mistake. Coming to that first sector, he's not happy coming to that first sector. He loses time, and Harry just gains that time back. But then Tom down the straight is quick. He's got DRS, and then he can use that speed up as well to run down the straight and try and gain on the back of Harry. And the Red Bull and the Haas still first and second, with the Alpha Tauri there in third. Daniel doing a good job. But yeah, at this stage, everything in the melting pot here for WOR. As I say, champion already decided. And there was a yellow flag, and that's Line Valet out. Line Valet out of coming through 10-13, and that's a safety car. Safety car out on track. Well. Has now fortune favoured the brave. Safety car out on track. And it's Harry that leads the way. Tom in second, Daniel in third. So I was saying it's going to be a three-way race. It's not. And Harry's in. Harry's in. Tom in. Daniel in. This will be for a set of softs. Or for another set of mediums. One of the two. We'll follow Harry into the lane. Harry into the pit lane. Red Bull coming out. Set of soft componentized goes on. Daniel, set of softs goes on. And Tom, set of soft goes on. Interesting stuff. And Tom is held up in the pit lane. In fact, he jumps forward and he's out in second position. They all get a free pit stop in front of him. Jake Marsh, Zane, 4th and 5th. These guys will be coming in. Set of soft componentized, you'd imagine, right the way to the checkered flag, which is going to be very interesting indeed. And hopefully, this season finale will just spark into life. Oh, and yeah, I've just seen why everything has just kicked off all of a sudden in the Netherlands and Argentina match, because somebody tackled a Dutch player, and then the Argentinian player kicked it into the dugout of the Dutch fans. There's a bit of a fight going on as well, so that's interesting. That's going to be a real good thing to watch a little bit later on, certainly from my perspective. Harry there leads the way though from Tom in second, Daniel there in third, lap 19 out of 25, 6.5 laps to go roughly, out on track at this stage for the season finale in WOR season 13. But yeah, I'm not sure if anybody wants to try and entertain me in the comment section, potentially. It is gone a little bit quiet. The safety car, once it gets back underway, is going to be fine. But if anybody can entertain me in the comment section, please do. Please do, because it'd be much appreciated. Keep me certainly going to the end of this live stream there as well. The FIA prize giving ceremony, by the way, they've just awarded Felipe Drugovich and MP Motorsport the F3 and F2 championship trophies, which is very interesting. I think they're about to give Max Verstappen maybe his driver's championship there as well. I've got that on my screen. On my screen in front of me, though, it is Harry from Tom from Daniel, top 3. Jake Marsh in 4th, Freddy in 5th. He's gone on just on a medium compound tyres, Freddy. I think he was already on those, however. So he's on a set of mediums. Oh, and Daniel's in the pits. Daniel in the pit lane. What's this for? A wing change? It is. It's for a front wing change. So Daniel has hit either the wall or has hit somebody else. I didn't see that. And Daniel, as Krypton go past him, Daniel now is down at the back of the field. What on earth has happened there? I do not have a clue. Daniel, out of the pit lane, I think he's tapped the back, potentially, Tom. There's no 5-second penalty for him. Or has he hit the wall somewhere? I'm clueless. Absolutely clueless as to what has just gone on there. Very, very strange. But Daniel, regardless, is now at the back of the field. And he's there in 7th position. Harry leads the way from Tom in 2nd, Jake Bosch there in 3rd. Then it's Freddy in 4th, Zane there in 5th. Then Krypton in 2nd. Now Daniel back down in 7th position. We will have 5 racing laps right the way to the checkered flag. And that'll be, of course, after this lap. In fact, actually, my maths is right. We're going on to lap 21. And then it's 5 laps to the end, including lap 25. Yeah, Harry leads the way. Tom in 2nd, Jake Marsh in 3rd, Freddy in 4th, Zane in 5th, Krypton in 6th, Daniel in 7th. How many times do you want me to say that? I do not know. That might be the finishing order. That might not be. Safety car, though, should be coming in this lap. It should be coming in probably on the exit of turn 23, which is this corner here. We should get the safety car in around about now. Safety car now coming in this lap. That was perfectly timed. Safety car now coming in this lap. And now Harry, virtual Bird Malander, he's now the virtual safety car out on track. And Tom is going to try and follow his every single move in behind. Jake Marsh, fortunate favours the brave. He could be ending up on the podium by the end of tonight as well. He's doing a great job there in 3rd. Freddy there in 4th. Then Zane, Krypton, Daniel are the 7 still going. But when is Harry going to decide to go? When is his move? Now is his move. Very, very, very quick safety car restart. Now he goes. Harry goes, puts now Freddy right on the back of Jake Marsh as a result as well. They're side by side with Daniel and Krypton in the background shot. And Tom's going to go for the race lead around the outside of him. In towards turn number 1. Tom on the inside line of turn number 2. Tries to get the job done. Harry then on the inside line. just about gets the traction, just about comes out on top, and already the front two beginning to get away. Oh, is that Harry hit the wall there on the left-hand side? Coming through turn 4. Tom there in second, doing a good job. But Harry there leads the way and just about got away with that one. Daniel, by the way, got through on Krypton. And actually, speaking of which, Krypton's just got back through on him, because Daniel's just made a bad mistake coming to the middle of the first sector. Harry leads the way from Tom in second. Jake Marsh there in third. Lap 21 out of 25. All the way now to the checkered flag, potentially. Hopefully we don't get another safety car. But the front two trying to assert their dominance over the race. Harry there in the lead. From Tom there in second. Jake Marsh there in third. Doing a good job as it stands. And now Daniel picking up a 3-second penalty. That is now pressure off. Zane certainly looking for that front three on the podium. Harry though leading the way from Tom there in second. Tom all over the back of him. Not going to use up his EOS. He's going to be smart with his usage of his EOS. Not going to use up down the straight. Harry though is pulling away and is now 0.5 of a second away from Tom there in second position. There are 10 minutes added on, by the way, in the Netherlands-Argentina match. I will try and give you a result. I'm not sure what will come first, the end of the race or the end of the match. Harry leads the way. Tom there in second. Jake Marsh there in third. Then Freddie in fourth. Zane in fifth. Krypton in second. Daniel back down from where he started. In fact, I think everyone has stayed in the same position as they were underneath the second car restart. And now Harry is going to try and steal away from Tom out in front. Coming to the left end of 4 and 5 for the 22nd time. Harry Lowe leads the way. Tom there in second. And Harry, you can see how much he's on it coming through the first sector. Tom there, comparison, running the sparks coming out the rear wing. These sparks. As there was a spinner. That's Daniel around coming out of turn 11. The front wing missing as well. No, his front wing is still there. Daniel is round, been a wretched race from Daniel. He obviously made contact underneath the safety car, then he's just spun, and now he's at the back of the field forever, potentially, until the end of the race. He may as well come in and retire. He might pick up the points for 7th if he does that. Tom trying to get away from... Harry trying to get away from Tom. 4.5 per second, the Red Bull against the Haas. Jake Marsh there in third. Just doesn't seem to have the pace compared to Tom and Harry ahead. And that means it's good news for Zane, because Zane, if he can keep up with Freddie and Jake Marsh with using a lot of EOS actually, is Zane. If the Shazoo Academy man can keep up with the Shazoo teammate of Freddie, that is going to be good for his chances of picking up a P3. That P3 though might not come. Lap 23 out of 25. DOS now enabled. And it's Harry that leads the way. Tom looking for the move in towards turn number 1 there. Just trying to put him under a little bit of pressure there. Jake Marsh 3-second penalty through turn number 1. But leads the way. There is a goal. There is a goal in the football. And it's White Veghorst again. It's 2-2. Netherlands and Argentina. It's full to extra time. I'm going to certainly go and watch that after this is done. Harry, though, leads the way from Tom there in second. Jake Marsh there in third. I'm getting excited about the football more than this race at this stage. Harry leads the way. Tom there in second. Jake Marsh there in third. And Harry, 6/10 per second clear of Tom. Jake Marsh there in third, Freddie in fourth, Zane, Krypton, Daniel, top 7. Daniel still continuing, he came in for the pit stops. Hunter's had a soft compound tyre, he's going for the fastest lap, and he's going to the end of the race in that compound, as we have now got literally 2.5 laps to go at this point, and Harry is trying to break the mould of races that I have seen with a Shazoo Man victory. Jensen was the one that took it around here from Tom. Tom then took it on Jensen and TML around here. And are we going to see that same battle, the same story of Tom winning around here in Saudi Arabia, here in Jeddah, coming through the final corner for the third last time? Apologies about that little slip on the camera. But Harry leads the way. Tom there in second. Tom chasing him down towards turn number 1, running very high 8th gear on the run in towards turn 1. Might look for the move. Thought about it, didn't go for the move though. It's Jake Marsh back into play. Freddie there in fourth on the southern mediums is certainly going to come into play to the end of this race. It's a 4-way fight for the race lead and for the race win here in WOR Season 13 season finale here in Jeddah. Harry leading the way. Tom there in second. Doing a good job there with Jake Marsh there in third. Freddie in fourth. With Zane, Krypton 5th and 6th. And then Daniel there down in 7th. And again, through the first sector, Harry's just so strong. Through that first sector. He's like a lion ready to pounce. He's like the 3 lions ready to roar tomorrow against France. But Harry doing a fantastic job, doing a real insane job at this stage. 6/10 of a second from Tom there in second, Jake Marsh there in third, Freddie there in fourth. And at the moment, Harry, as it stands, is going to be your race winner here tonight in WOR. Rowan, of course, will be the champion, and Red Bull will consolidate. As a result, their constructors' title win at the end. But Harry leads the way, 6/10 of a second. Tom is now going to put all of that on the back. And I think it was I don't know. There was a free kick apparently. Was it White Vehicles? I think it was White Vehicles, but essentially. Harry though leads the way, Tom in second, and now the Brit chasing down the Hong Kongian in towards turn number 1. Is he going to look for the move? No, I think he'll just wait. Freddie though doesn't. On the back of Jake Marsh, gets the job done, and actually Tom dives it from a mile back down the inside line. Just when I thought he wasn't going to go for the move, he does, and now they're side by side coming through turn 2 and 3. And Tom is ahead by what you could describe as a metre, but Tom gets the lead from Harry there in second. That's an early move from Tom. We'll have to see if that's going to pull off. But Tom leading the way. Harry in second. Freddie is back into this in third. Jake Marsh in fourth. Zane, I don't think is going to be getting the podium at this stage. It is a free kick from Van Veghorst 2-2, and it's going to extra time and penalty potentially between Netherlands and Argentina. Tom leads the way. Harry there in second. We're right on board with Harry. On the back of him. Jake Marsh is out the race. Jake Marsh out of the race on the final lap, but not finishing this under the safety car, unlike Michael Massey in Abu Dhabi. Here comes Harry on the back of Tom though, down the straight, in towards turns 22 and 23 at the end of the middle sector. Harry's all over the back of this. All over the back of Tom, who takes that much quicker. And Tom has got the legs so far. Harry though has got the speed. Tom has got more EOS though to try and defend. Harry's going to have to try and send this on the inside into turn 27. This is who wants it most. Tom lunges to the outside line. Harry on the inside line, locks up, spins. Tom has won. Tom ran the final corner. Harry, that was audacious. He just locked up on the end. No fault of his own. Tom there to the line, takes the win in Jeddah. Freddie is there in second, and Kryptonite's on the podium. No, sorry, Zane is on the podium there in third. Krypton in fourth. And what could have it been for Harry? He just locked up. He went too late on the brakes. He just locked up. He finishes in 5th. He finishes in 5th when it could have been an audacious move nonetheless, but he locked up. It was just simple as that. He just locked up and then took into the side of Tom. Tom takes the race win. His great form in Saudi Arabia continues. Daniel there to the line, finishing there in 6th position. What a great ending. A really, really tense ending as well. Fantastic drive from everyone. Freddie gets drive of the day, awarded by the in-game fans. But Tom does take the win. Had to handle that pressure very much so from Harry. Harry in the end cascaded into the side of him. But yeah, and that is how it goes sometimes in racing. There are winners, there are losers, and there are runners-up. And this time Tom is a winner. He takes the top step of the podium. Does a very, well, it looks like he's warming up for the gym potentially there. But Tom takes the race win out on track. And a fantastic race from him. And Tom does take the race win. And I think also, in terms of the standings, I'm just going to do a quick maths here and look on my left-hand side. Tom, I believe, has just taken 3rd in the championship as well because of his results. Mine didn't show, Steph didn't show. Hopefully it's got moved a tier. And Kryptonite finished in 4th. So Tom takes 3rd in the championship as well. So congratulations to Tom on the 3rd in the championship and 3rd on the grid this time. To the race win in Saudi Arabia from Freddie there in 2nd, Zane there in 3rd, Krypton in 4th, Harry there in 5th, Daniel there in 6th, Jake Marsh in 7th, Ryan Violet, Facilo, Denzel, Jensen, Dan Screen the 12th. That did finish Jake Marsh out of the race, only 6 finished in a season finale. Jake Marsh, of course, crashed out on the final lap of the race. Ryan Violet, Facilo, Denzel, Jensen, Dan Screen all crashed out at various stages and retired, certainly in the pit lane, certainly from Dan Spring, Denzo, and Facilio's sort of perspective as well. Just seeing though, if people do want a chat, Jake Marsh has just literally tagged me in a comment. You must have said, and that's Jake Marsh in the wall so many times this season, the neighbours are getting suspicious. Yeah, they are very much getting suspicious indeed. I am sure of that. Jake Marsh, though, in the wall, out of that race, on the final lap of the race. It's such a shame because I think he would have been potentially on the podium there. And it's another podium that goes absolutely robbing at the end of that race. Tom is waiting for an interview, which means I'm going to hop onto Discord. So if you hear anything in the background, probably me just joining the Discord call. And I'm going to quickly, as well, as my laptop's just suddenly started to not work. There we go. Post-race interviews now, and we will go across to the man who, of course, finished in P1. And there we are. I've just joined the call. Mr. Shazoo Tom, race winner here in Saudi Arabia. Got to count that one lucky, I think, judging by the final corner.
Well, obviously lucky not to get taken out, but I fought for that win, and it was quite annoying, the late safety car. But yeah, it's unlucky to Harry. Obviously, it's not on purpose. It's just last corner, and he just tagged my rear left to span him round. But it's dampened the race win. It could have been a drag race to the line, but yeah.
Yeah, how I would have liked to seen that once again from you and another driver drag racing down towards turn number 1 and potentially going side by side across the line as well. That would have been really good. But obviously, you do take the race win. Talk us through the race, because in the end, I think, obviously with Jensen being out the race early on, I think it was really you just trying to handle the pressure that was being applied to you by certainly Harry and Daniel.
Yeah, well, Jensen had damage from lap 1, maybe lap 2. He hit one of the outside walls and got some slight damage. So he was off the pace, and as soon as Harry got past him, he had to push really hard, and he got a tiny bit of oversteer, which made me tap him a little bit and give him a little bit more oversteer. In turn 2, as soon as Harry got past him, and then obviously he had to push it hard in sector 1 and just overdid it at the end and lost it, which is quite unlucky. But yeah, he got damage, and then after that, the overcut was good because I was still in Harry's DRS when I came out on 2-lap fresher tyres, so I was just waiting until the end to overtake him. But then the safety car came out, and instead of me having the tire advantage from 2 laps, he got a 2-lap tire advantage because I didn't have new softs and he did, so that was difficult. He just got me so much in sector 1, but I had the straight line speed on my setup, so I got past him on the last lap into turn 1, which was a bit of a late dive. It was a bit laggy, but I think it was all right. I didn't, and then he waited to get the overtake. He could have overtook me on the DRS straight, the first DRS straight, but he didn't, obviously, because then I would have went straight past him. But then I think he didn't have the best of chicanes, and I had lots of ERS and quicker straight line speed, so I was obviously ahead into the last corner. He went for he was alongside, so he was entitled room. That's why I left him room, but I think he just braked a bit too late, which is obviously unfortunate. So I obviously got a win, but I think it was a fun race considering there was not many on the grid today, and obviously unlucky to Jensen.
Yeah, it was a very fun race, I've got to be honest. It was certainly a bit of a hard work for me because I try to keep everyone entertained for the last hour and a half or so, or whatever the stream has been live for. But indeed, you do take the race win. You do take third in the championship. I couldn't even get my words out. So to sum up your championship in the end, P3, was that deserving considering how many races you actually did?
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess it's deserved, but I'm obviously not the happiest with my season because, Brazil, I definitely should have done better. Mexico, I got a stupid penalty and could have won that one. And I can't really remember many more races, but, I definitely feel like I could have done better, but obviously Rowan and Jensen had quite a lot more points than me, so yeah, P3's nice. I think it was Nehemiah who I overtook, who, fair enough to him, he didn't do many races either. Because he did the first, quite a few, and then by the time he'd already like stopped racing by the time I started racing, because I was doing one hub, and then yeah, so it's all right.
Yeah, it was alright. Certainly alright indeed. And yeah, Nehemiah, obviously going to one hub, he's doing quite well over there, I believe, as well. And therefore, I think majority of the top 10 only did about half of the races. So imagine if everyone committed for full season, like season 14 next season, who knows what the result, of course, might be. I'm being joined as well by Jensen in the commentary box as well. And Jensen, Tom was explaining to what happened. Obviously, you picked up side damage, I think, at the wall coming out of turn 13 on the first lap, because I mentioned it in commentary. And then from there on, it was just a real struggle. I said you were weathering the storm, and then two laps later, out of the race, and championship hopes got up in smoke.
I think it was turn 17, but yeah, it's really disappointing. Because I think I had really good pace today. The pole position, of course, was nice. Gave me a bit of hope, but yeah, the car just understeered into the barrier a little bit, and I had lime green wing damage, which was enough to completely unbalance the car. Every corner is understeer through the left-handers, and with a steer on corner exits and all that. It was just difficult to manage. And yeah, I think when Harry got past, going through turn 2, I got bumped in the back by Tom. But yeah, I tried catching back up, but yeah, the damage was just already done really on that one. So yeah, it was pretty much that's it. But I mean, I can't be disappointed with P2 really. I can't be disappointed that I lost out today, because Rowan deserved it this season. There's no doubting that one bit at all. And this season, I've made probably way too many mistakes. More mistakes that I have half the races, So yeah, I mean, next season is one to come back from. At least I'd say next season, the form that I did have this season has been a bit on and off. Hopefully, it's just stuck on. And yeah, try and compete for the championship again, but yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, I really hope that we get to see that, to be honest, because now you are a former champion, obviously being season 12 champion. Obviously, it didn't go according to plan here tonight, but to sum up your season, in the end, P2, given how Rowan was for a good majority of the season, I think he picked up 6 wins in the end all season. Given how he was on form, I think you've done really well to finish second in the championship.
Yeah, I could say I could have possibly got a podium in Bahrain. Of course, I probably could have won Miami without the safety car right at the end. Could have won Australia if I didn't bin it. I could have won Silverstone if I didn't speed into the pits. I could have won Brazil if I got a better exit by 8 milliseconds as well. But yeah, I'd say it's been alright. It's my first season on this game. It's probably the first game I've struggled with that much. To be honest, I'd probably say I was in a worse state than I was last game, which was just going on to no assists as well. But I mean, there is some races I could be proud of that show glimpses of what I could be or what I am right now. Like Austria last to first was probably one of my greatest races in the league and league racing, But yeah, and obviously the races near the end of the season. From that stint from Singapore to Brazil was good. But yeah, I think this season probably shown more my skill through qualifying than the races. So yeah, hopefully could show that last end of season kind of performances next season.
Yeah, hopefully so. As I say, I really want to see, obviously, really good performances, really strong racing, really strong form as well. And I'm sure both of you would agree. You've shown that certainly in bucket load, certainly the races that you've attended, certainly the races that you've done. Even though the form hasn't been with you both, and Rowan, of course, is champion, still second and third, I think, in the championship is really, really strong. And of course, Red Bull wrapping up the constructor standings as well. And congratulations to them. But I'm not going to keep you any further because I know you want to watch the football. You can both go and enjoy evening.
Thank you.
Very
And
well.
also, yeah, thanks for commentary for the whole season as well, James, and also Aiden as well, even though he's not here. But yeah, big props to you guys, even with whatever races and whatever opinions you have on them. But yeah,
it's nice to see our work is recognised, obviously, and obviously a big thank you to anyone who was tuned in this season as well. All of our viewership there in the WR realms have been absolute brilliant. I know we are not the most popular tier on a Friday. Well, I know we're not the most popular stream. We're probably not the most popular commentators either, but we don't care. We've delivered you season 13, and that is the main thing. And hopefully you guys, of course, enjoyed it at home. If you did, you can like, comment, subscribe. Tick that notification bell, of course, if you're brand new to the channel. That is the wrong thing. There we go. There is the graphic confirming that VSR Roman. I've had that saved on my laptop for 3 weeks now. Didn't wrap up the championship until tonight, but it is official. VSR Rowan is indeed the champion of Season 13 WRPS Tier 1. We would hear a few words from him. He did say he was going to be here. Unfortunately, I think other pressing matters, i.e. the football, i.e. Netherlands in extra time against Argentina, I think is more pressing, certainly. And I know he's been at work all day, so I don't blame him if he doesn't want to join for an interview. But that rounds us up very neatly indeed. As Jensen mentioned there, big thank you, of course, to Mr. Aidan Carter for joining me in the commentary box. Even though he's stuck in an airport somewhere in Dublin, well, he is stuck in Dublin Airport, I can guarantee you that. He, I'm sure, has enjoyed every single moment of being WR Season 13 co-commentator, of course, alongside me, and Mr. Otaku Logan as well. Who can forget about him joining me on the one-off, of course, this season. Logan, of course, always producing very good commentaries. Same with Aiden, and both of them, hopefully, are going to be working once again in season 14, I should say, which is, of course, coming after the new year. And that is it from us tonight for WOR for season 13. Season 13 still continues, though, on Sunday night, where, of course, it is the title decider for WRPC. Now, I have to make sure I get this right because I do want to tag this completely in. It is the final chapter, Ruben Pedreño against Thomas Ronhart against Jarno Opmeer, and that is coming up this Sunday, 7 p.m, I think it is, UK time, if I'm not mistaken. I hope it is. Yeah, it is 7 p.m. UK time on the WR YouTube channel. Do not want to miss that. George Morgan back in the commentary booth. Mr. GT Open Challenge himself, alongside, of course, Mr. Dan Field, my regular, former co-commentating partner in LOE. But there we are. That is something to look forward to for your weekend, and something to drown your sorrows if England get beat tomorrow as well. And that is where I'm going to leave this stream off as well. Congratulations to everyone on the championship. We're going to play out those sponsors, of course, and, of course, the stream is going to end. But until next season, thank you so much for watching WOR PS Tier 1, and until the new year, goodbye.